Loving the energy.
Yeah. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. I have a very special guest. His name is it Stockato or Stockado?
Well, to be honest, it is Stockado. The concept was it's like avocado, so it's fresh investing or healthy investing. So the
Ooh.
concept was Stockado, but I don't think it materialized pretty well. So you can really use the pronunciation you want. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I like Stockado, like a tornado.
You
It
like
rhymes.
it? Got it.
Yeah.
So I should probably use that for marketing purposes, actually.
Yeah. You're like a tornado sweeping away all the trash on YouTube or something like that. I don't know.
Let's do it. I like it.
So tell me, who are you? Whatever you want to reveal, and then tell me how you got your YouTube channel started.
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. Thanks, Chris, for having me. My name is Sagar. I don't think I've ever revealed this on my channel, maybe 2 or 3 times though. In the middle of the video, I just said my name is Sagar. But anyways, so my channel name is Stockado, and I focus on stocks, just stock analysis. So I don't talk about macros, anything like Fed or what quantitative tightening or macros, interest rates. I generally don't care. So it's just stock analysis. And I share my portfolio as well. So if I have losers, winners, I just share everything every 3 or 4 days. Now, I don't have a financial background like you, Chris, so I have a medical background. The problem was med school was really intense. So like after 6 years, I started working for a while, I would say 2 or 3 months. And I said, I just need a hiatus. I need a break because it's just too intense. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. Because I was already investing during med school, like I would say I had around $7,000. So I just picked 2 or 3 stocks. I was analyzing businesses. I just liked the process. So once I finished med school, I said, look, let's just take a break. Let's do this investing thing. And I also started my YouTube channel. I also got some private clients. I still work with them. That's my primary job because YouTube, if you check my channel, I haven't monetized it properly. So I don't place many ads. I'm not selling anything, at least right now. Eventually I want to. So I just do the private job thing. That's my real income source. And YouTube is just for fun. But the channel you see, that's actually my latest channel. So before this, I had another one. And that's why you see the silver button somewhere over here. So in the background, that was my first one. Because I started in 2018, but that was for emerging markets. So I had around 170, 180,000 subscribers. I stopped that one and I started this one. That's the one you see. Stockado, you can call it however you want.
Wow, that's crazy. So you have a
Yeah.
silver button. Well, what was your
Yeah.
reasoning for stopping your last channel?
Well, so for emerging markets, it's very different because the CPM is pretty low. So just to give you some context, I don't know what's your CPM right now, but for emerging markets, mine was around $2 per 1,000 views. Actually, a bit less. It was like 90 cents, something like this. So it just wasn't feasible. Eventually, you just need to sell, sell, sell. And I could see myself as an investor and also as a content creator, I had plateaued. Like I wasn't creating so much anything new because what I was making, it was working. So I said, why change it, right? Why bother? So I just said, look, let's just start something new. And that's why I started this one.
Yeah, that actually does make sense because like my CPM is like $10.50. I mean, I've seen other financial creators that have way
Yeah.
higher CPMs. I don't know
I've
what I'm
seen
doing
people
wrong.
with 30, by the way. I'll send you a video. This guy, I believe he's Italian. I think it's called Steve Antonioni, something like this. He's got like 20 or $30, by the way. Mine right now stands at 14 or 15, something like this. So I've already improved because it was like 90 cents to $15. Like it's pretty good. But we don't have the volume yet. So we're not getting 50,000 views. So it still takes some time to scale the entire thing.
Yeah, it takes a long time to grow, but I mean, you've been growing pretty steadily. When did you start your Staccato channel?
So this was last year. Exactly. It's been 12 months now.
Nice. Yeah, you're growing way faster than me. So I was doing this for a year and a half, and I finally got 1,000
Wow.
subscribers. And now, like 6 months later, I'm at where I'm at. But it took a long time for me to
But
get.
you're really active though. So in your case, it's more about volume. You need to pump videos daily. In my case, I just mentioned recently that I plan to do videos every 4 or 5 days. I just can't make it daily because the analysis behind each video is just so intense. I just can't keep up with the pace.
Yeah, with my channel, I don't have time to sit down there and just tear apart a stock. That's why I look at like very surface level financials,
Sure.
and because like 90% of the time, I can identify a big reason why I don't want to buy a stock, whether they have
Of course.
low cash relative to short term
Mhm.
debts or crappy revenue or whatever. So
Sure.
that's what I do. But yeah, the volume thing is definitely important for my channel because I mean each one of my videos probably gets like 1,000, 2,000 views. So if I want to make any money on ad revenue, I got to pump out a couple videos a day.
But you started your course recently, right?
Yeah, so I host weekly seminars. It's like I cover a variety of topics. Today I literally just finished personal finance 101 like
Really?
30
And how
minutes
was it?
ago. It went well. I mean, pretty decent attendance. I mean, personal finance didn't have as many attendees because I guess people don't really care about insurance and stuff, but the financial statements one went pretty well. So I'll be doing it once a week. I'm covering U.S. taxation for individuals next week, and then we'll just see where
Nice.
it goes.
Can I get actually a coupon code for that one?
Have you ever paid Jeremy Lafufu?
No, unfortunately. This is funny because yesterday I was showing my girlfriend this exact thing. I was telling her, look, I'm just having a collab with this guy, and he actually offers discounts to that clients of Lefufu. I didn't want to say it, but anyways. So yeah, I was telling her, it's so funny because he's so consistent with literally everything. Like you're targeting one guy, but you're so consistent in with your merch. I showed her your merch. It's like you were saying something about Lefufu. I think you have your funny face and some mouth, something weird. And I was like, the guy's really consistent. I have to give him hats for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I hate about most YouTubers is like they have during a bull market, they're all about, buy.
Yeah.
And then a bear market, sell. And it's such a joke to me. It's like the long-term investing mindset, you don't change your message depending on the market. You have a strategy and you stick to it. And that's kind of my long-term goal is I'm not going to grow as fast as these, like I call them clowns on YouTube. But over time,
I know.
I think a lot of those YouTube channels are going to go away and mine will still be here 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
But you really think so, though? Because if you take, for example, Meet Kevin, even all these YouTubers, like the market is down since last year. I would say all these growth stocks, they started falling last year, I believe, between Feb, March, something like this. But he's still getting the views, though. Like many creators are, and they found really bad stocks, but the views are still there. And that was my question, like, what am I doing wrong? Because obviously, like, I didn't talk about bad stocks. Like, even if I did, I was actually criticizing them. I wasn't pumping them. But obviously, these guys are still talking about bad stocks and they're still doing well. So obviously, I'm missing something. Maybe you can point it out, but
well,
I
so
have
I mean,
no idea.
their rate of growth is slowing down. Like for example, Jeremy, he has
Got
to
it.
pump out way more videos because his side business is collapsing. I think personally, and he's got to generate money somehow, so he's pumping out more videos. But if we stay in a protracted bear market for a
Yeah.
long period of time, people will lose interest in investing in stocks, and that this whole finance part of YouTube will dry
Yeah.
up. You just have to be patient with it. But yeah, in the short term, these guys still have a lot of credibility because of, in my opinion, Tesla. And once
Exactly.
Tesla eventually goes away, that's when I think a lot of these people are really going to lose a lot of credibility. But I just have to wait. I mean, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
But it's funny you mentioned this because Tesla, I think it's already down by what, 40 or 50%, and everyone's acting like it's just fine. I guess because last year it did really well, so everyone's like, look, we still made a lot of money, but let's see how it goes. I find it really interesting because even when you, as a creator, you can actually talk about bad stocks, but there is no responsibility, there's no repercussions about yourself. And I just find it a bit disgusting, I have to be honest here.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
you can't even take some accountability for that.
that's a huge part of my channel is I go after frauds on the internet. I mean, I've seen you've done like a couple videos on different creators because somebody's got to call out these clowns. Like it
Yeah.
blows my mind, like you said, that they can make such terrible calls, lose 96% of their money on an investment,
That's the point.
and people still watch them. It's like, what is going on here? This is nuts.
But yeah, so I'm not so aggressive as you are, by the way. Like you're super aggressive with all these creators. In my case, what happened, it's really funny, the backstory. So I was just covering like stocks like AMD, Nvidia, and all these other companies. And I said, look, Nvidia is a great company, extremely profitable, but the valuation simply doesn't make sense. And then just out of curiosity, I said, let me make an exposed video. And that was my first exposed video. I think that was on Corsair Gaming. And it wasn't like an exposed video per se, because I was just telling you, look, the fundamentals just don't make sense. And the business model is broken because they only have 3% profit margins. So in inflation, if you have supply chain issues, your margins simply get crushed and you lose money. And that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't like an exposed video per se. And on Twitter, someone wrote me, look, I had some savings. I had around 30,000 and I invested in TTCF, I believe, Honest, Corsair Gaming, and I lost like 80%. And this was last year, by the way. So the index was just doing fine. And I said, damn, he lost like 70% of his holdings. And I think it was around 20 or 30,000. That's what he invested. So I said, oh, okay, let's make this one video and let's see how this goes. It wasn't actually to gain subscribers. The goal was just to tell my subscribers that, look, it just doesn't make sense. And the video just blew up. I think it got like 25, 27,000. So I said, okay, I don't want to do this every day because then this looks like CoffeeZilla or something. And that's not my approach. So I said, let's do this once a month. And then I did Palantir. The title, I think it was pretty clickbaity. It was like Palantir is the worst stock, something like this. That also blew up. There was like 25, 30,000. I'm like, oh shit. So, but I only make exposed videos like once a month. It's not as aggressive as yours. And to be honest, I'm not calling out their personalities. Like, look what you guys are doing. It's like these companies itself just don't make sense. I'll analyze the business and I'll show you why you're wrong. It's not just me saying like, look, you're wrong. No, I'll give you the rationale behind that. And sometimes those videos work. I'd say 80 or 90% of the time those videos work, but I just don't want to keep repeating them because then the channel looks like exposed channel, and that's not my strategy. At least I like to grow it organically. Just sometimes I feel like even if you have good videos and you're not getting visibility, then it's your fault. You just need to push it to the extreme sometimes, so at least people know you're out there. Because the worst thing that can happen is you have great content but nobody finds out. That's actually pretty bad. And
That's
that's
what
what's
happened to
happening
me. I mean, it
actually.
took me forever to get 1,000 subscribers, and I mean, I had crappy thumbnails. I mean, it was obviously definitely my fault. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, I was like, if I talk about crappy stocks, which everybody's searching for, and I tell people why they're crappy,
Yeah.
people will actually find my videos, and it worked. And now my channel's grown way faster than I imagined. So, I mean, yeah, you have to play the YouTube game, but my long-term strategy is just to, use these guys to help me grow. And then I can get to
Mm-hmm.
a certain point where I can really focus on like actual good financial practices.
And
I
you
try to
pivot
slip in,
basically.
yeah, I try to slip in, nuggets every now and
Mm-hmm.
then. But my channel is still too small to,
Yeah.
focus on just talking about index funds. So I
Yeah.
have to I have to do other stuff.
What's the ideal number you'd like to hit? Like you'd say like, okay, I'm happy with 20,000, 30,000. What's the number you want to hit?
Honestly, it's more income based. It's more view
Got it.
based. So if I can generate, $5,000-6,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I never gain another subscriber. If I can
Got it.
generate enough ad revenue to, basically replace all my bills,
Sure.
that's all I need.
Got it. And
I'm
what do you
greedy.
think about these companies like Palantir and all these other companies? Like, do you like them?
No. I mean, I'm very strict with my individual stock picking. I keep it to 5% of my portfolio. Everything else is
Mm-hmm.
in index funds. And if
Yeah.
I see a company that's hyped up on YouTube, automatic, I don't buy it because if everybody's talking
Got it.
about it, all that is probably priced into it. And I
Mm-hmm.
also look at the fundamentals. If it's massively unprofitable, I'm not touching it. I don't care how exciting or cool or amazing it is. If it's losing money, I'm not freaking touching it. So right off the bat, that disqualifies basically all the stocks on YouTube.
Yeah. So in your case, it's mostly like 90% index funds, right? 95%, something like this.
Yeah, 95% VT, mostly in tax
Mm-hmm.
advantage accounts. And then I
Got
have
it.
5% mostly in BABA. But I mean, that's just kind of like play money to me because,
And Meta as well, right?
yeah, I mean, I bought like $500 of Meta. Like, it's just for
That's
fun.
still something, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm not going all in, but I think I might make some decent returns off of it, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to risk my life savings on it either.
And is it a coincidence that everything money also likes the same stocks that you do?
I actually copy them. People accuse me of copying them,
Yeah.
but I mean, the reason they like the stocks is the same reason I do. I mean,
Mhm. Got
they've
it.
sold off massively, they're highly profitable, they have great revenue
Yes.
prospects, and they're just temporarily depressed. But I don't
Hmm.
copy all their stocks. Like some of the stocks they've bought, like Smith and Wesson, not a fan of that stock.
No idea about that company, but no idea.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they make like guns and stuff, but
got it.
I noticed the stock. It just like basically every time there's an election in the U.S., it just
Hmm.
swings up and down depending on who's elected. So to me, it's a
Okay.
political gambling stock.
Got it. But I'm
So,
pretty sure it's cheap, I guess.
oh, it's like if you look at it fundamentally, they had like
Hmm.
massive revenue explosion in 2020 because of the
Hmm.
lockdowns and the riots,
Sure.
and everybody's like, "Oh, look how great the stock is! It's so profitable, and look at that revenue growth." Well,
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, that's a temporary thing because of the election and the riots and the lockdowns. I mean, is
Yeah.
that going to last forever? I don't think so.
Probably not.
So,
But it's actually good that you actually talk about index funds because it's very hard to make content around it, and normally people just focus on stocks because it's better to make videos like buy this stock, because then it's actually exciting. On the other hand, you're actually preaching, look, just buy index funds because it's the safest thing. So I really hope you gain more traction because you're actually preaching something ethical and responsible. It actually makes sense, and it's the lowest risk investment opportunity you have out there. So I really appreciate that, by the way.
thank you. I mean, that's the whole goal. It's like if you
Yeah,
want people to learn about index funds, you have to suck them in somehow. So if I make a video
100%.
exposing
I agree.
Jeremy, great. If I make a video that I bought all in on Meta and it draws people in, you know.
By the way, how's the competition going? Because I know you started a competition with Jeremy, like you're comparing index fund performance with his stocks, right? I think he started this.
Yeah, he started the competition. So he
Got
put
it.
VT. So what he did,
Yeah.
he thinks he's so clever. All his stocks went down like 50%. And then he's like,
Yes.
okay, now I'm going to start the competition after my stocks have already sold off,
I
whereas
know.
VT really hasn't. So he's got,
Hmm.
if you look at the description of his videos, you can see the Excel sheet of VT versus his stocks. And
Yes.
funny enough, his stocks have declined by an additional 50%. So I'm crushing him on that
And
competition.
are you sharing that performance? Because I never checked it.
Excuse me. No, I'm not sharing it, but he's got it on his channel. You can just like every video, he's
Got it.
got the little spreadsheet in there. You can see
Okay.
it updated daily. But to me, it's hilarious because he's basically advertising index funds for me.
And which other creators do you like, by the way, on YouTube, apart from Everything Money, of course?
That's a good question. I mean, I like some of the, you know, more responsible ones. Like I like the Plain Bagel,
Mm-hmm.
Everything Money. Who else? All the guys that I hang around with, like Jay Nagy, Capital Mindset.
Yes. I
But
checked
most
it.
of those people are, you know, responsible, which that's why I work with them. But the vast
Sure.
majority of creators, I probably would say I dislike because the vast majority of people are just pumping trash stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it is sad, by the way. Yeah.
he's my number one. Number one.
Amit's your number one. Shit. So I think in my Palantir video I did include Amit here. And by the way, I love you. It's just I needed some funny clips when I started the video because the title was Palantir is a bad stock. So I said, okay, how can I make the first 20 seconds interesting? So I just took clips of many creators talking good things about the company, and I said, let's just put it in and let's see what happens. And it turns out the retention, because normally on YouTube your retention falls after 20 or 30 seconds, right? So my retention actually in the first 30 seconds in the Palantir video was 95%. Nobody left. Of course, after that, it dropped significantly, but the intro worked perfectly. So sorry, Amit, if you're watching this. I just needed interesting clips there.
I'm gonna start downloading his
But
videos and just uploading them to my channel.
that's one way to do it. As I said, you're super aggressive. I'm not so aggressive here. But yeah, the YouTube space is pretty interesting. You know, when I started, I said, damn, this is going to be hard because there are so many creators out there, and I'm sure they're talking about good stocks. And it turns out it's actually all the opposite. Like I would say 90% of the creators only talk about the top 10 companies. And if you check the rest, let's say 2,000 companies, nobody talks about them. Like they simply don't care because you don't get the views. So, and this makes me question, like, how can you actually get views promoting good stocks? Like, for example, on my channel, I've covered profitable companies like Sony, LVMH. I'll talk about Lonza, Zoetis, all these profitable companies. But how do you actually promote them? Because if I write Zoetis stock analysis, nobody's going to click on it. So it's confusing.
You need to
I
put
genuinely
10x
don't
in
know.
your title on my
So
video.
I was considering this. The video I'm releasing tomorrow, the title says this stock is going to double. But I was very careful with this, and I need to make sure it's actually correct. Because I think I just don't want to mislead people. By the end of the day, I also think that if you make good videos and you're not getting the views, well, that's a small problem, you know, for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, quick
Because you
aside,
miss out.
Echoes, I love you too. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying because if you start putting 10x in your video, that's also implying that you're basically a scammer if you do that. So that's why
Exactly.
I settled on my current course of action. It's like I can't lie about stocks. I don't think the vast majority of stocks aren't going to 10x. The only
Mhm.
way I can grow my content with what I talk about is by attacking other
Yeah.
YouTubers that I think are frauds
Mhm.
and, you know, trying to promote other stocks in a sarcastic
Yes.
way. Good stocks, but I'm sarcastic about it. Like, for example, I'll say,
Yes.
oh, I just bought this 10x stock Meta. But people
Mhm.
know, like, obviously I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to 10x because they know my
Yeah.
personality. So that's just kind of
But
where
don't you think you're cornering yourself when you have so many exposed videos? Then you start covering stocks, and people are like, well, we just wanted exposed videos. We just want some drama. At least that's what my girlfriend was telling me. And she was like, why don't you make more exposed videos? And I told her, well, then it's more drama. People like that, but eventually just people unsubscribe. So if you take a look at my channel, for example, I think I have around 7,000 subscribers. Uh, in the last, I would say 5 or 6 months, I lost around 1,500 subscribers.
how much? 1,500?
Yeah, so I'd have right now, I'd have around 9,000 subscribers in total since I started. I lost more than 2,000 subscribers because these people actually joined. They said, well, we love this drama, but once you cover all these profitable stocks, we don't care about them. We want companies like Coinbase, for example, which I'm generally not interested in. And you just lose these people. So you need to be careful that you're not cornering yourself and you're just talking about expose, because then you're starting from a bad place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I do both. Some people love the stock analysis, and actually, surprisingly, a lot of people do watch the stock analysis because what I've done is I've shown people that I do have some legitimacy in analyzing financial
I was
statements.
going to say that.
Yeah, because I tear apart the companies that are trash. People are like, "Wow, this guy might actually know how to read financial statements." And then, I'll drop in a stock video, but even if I do get cornered into the exposure market, it's still a big market. You look at CoffeeZilla, you look at Spencer
Yeah.
Cornelia, and I don't have to be the biggest channel on YouTube. I'm not trying to be like
Yeah.
a multi-billion sub channel. If I can generate enough income from ads, that's fine with me. I'll be happy.
But to be honest, as an investor, it's sad if your channel doesn't grow, because then in that case, it means like other creators who are actually pushing bad stocks, they're growing, and that's not good for investors, because that also, that at the end of the day, then people just lose credibility. They're like, YouTube, it's just for entertainment, it's not for education. Even though there are some people who are trying to educate, like you and me, well, it simply won't do well because people are still watching other creators pushing bad stocks, and then people just, they just think, it's YouTube, it's just fun, you can't learn anything, so they never take you seriously, and that's something bad. So I genuinely hope your channel grows, because people need to know about index funds or even stocks in general. Financial statements are so freaking boring. Like, I genuinely don't know. Even today, I don't know how to make it entertaining. I don't know. I just give up. I said I'm not going to cover it because I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, they're for a lot of people, they're boring. I mean, I'm an accountant, so that's literally my job is to do financial statements. So it doesn't bother me, but I totally understand why people get bored of it. And that's the thing, you actually need to know how to buy a stock. So that's why I'm like, hey, instead of buying a stock like a clown, just go ahead and buy an index fund and you'll be A-okay.
Exactly.
But I mean, my channel will probably grow slowly. I'm not going to ever rock it up because to grow fast, you have to pump trash. That's how YouTube works. And I'll never go down that road. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You see people, like new people pop up all the time. And
Yeah, definitely, with the buy these stocks titles.
Yeah, they'll latch on to like a certain crypto or a certain, they'll copy the stocks of a bigger creator. And you'll see their subscribers explode. It's like, holy crap. But at the same time, it's like, well, you're also a scammer and a scumbag for doing that. I don't care how much money you make. You can't sell yourself out like that. So I'll never go down that road. Even my channel doesn't grow fast, I can't do it.
Well, at least you're realistic, and you don't have high hopes that, look, my channel won't reach like 50,000 subscribers, so I'm just fine with it. In my case, I genuinely hope it actually blows up. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm like, no, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, because you need to think about it also from a monetary perspective. Like, I made more than 100 videos, more than 110 videos. I think I make like $200 per month because I don't place many ads. So like, if it continues this way, like let's say after 1 or 2 years, I'd say like, well, probably it's not just worth it. And I'm pretty sure many creators, I've actually seen 2 or 3 small creators, they stopped making videos. And they were actually talking about very good companies, very profitable companies. But now they're getting around 2 or 3,000 views. It simply doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm high volume, and I enjoy making the videos. So I mean, I'm making a decent amount of money. Like some months I'll get 1,000. Last month I got $1,600. It's like, holy crap! Like it's not life-changing money, but I mean, $1,000 a month, that's pretty freaking good. And on top,
But you're making so many videos though.
Yeah, but I mean, most of my videos, like it seems like you put a lot of effort into your videos. Obviously, if you watch my channel, I could sit down.
Many videos.
Yeah, I can sit down in this chair, make a thumbnail in 2 minutes, do a freaking 15-minute live stream. I barely prepare, and I'm done. That's it. And I just go back downstairs. It's super easy.
But yeah, let's see how it goes, because I think in the next 1 or 2 years, depends how the market behaves. I think many creators will actually pop up who are actually giving you genuine information. We might not reach, let's say, 100 or 150,000 subscribers, like Everything Money, for example, which I'm glad they actually got subscribers because they're doing something good. I have a feeling many small creators will pop up because people will realize, like, look, it just needs to change. Because when you invest in companies like Coinbase or even Corsair, these are not bad companies. They have genuine products. But you can't have all your stocks go down by 80 and 90%. That simply doesn't make sense. Like if two of your stocks are down by 60%, okay, I totally agree with that. Even a profitable company like Alibaba can go down by 70%. So, okay, who cares? But if all your stocks are down by 80 and 90%, then we have a small problem because that pattern simply doesn't make sense. So I have a feeling eventually people will realize like, look, some creators, they just don't deserve the respect they get. At least I hope so. That's my belief.
Yeah, well, a big part of their channels, they also bring in new subscribers because a lot of the old subscribers
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. They're like, okay, this guy's an idiot. I'm not listening to him
Yeah.
anymore. But then new people come on YouTube and they're like, oh, this guy has so many subs. He must know what he's talking about. And it's just this
Yeah.
like vicious cycle of getting screwed.
Let's see how it goes. I have some hope still, at least.
I believe in you. I mean, you already got like, God, I didn't
Thanks.
realize it was such a massive channel before. Like, holy crap. I mean, I get why you changed it. And you're growing pretty quickly. I mean, you're growing way faster than I am. And your videos are obviously much higher quality than mine. So I can see why. But
I think it's just a different market. Like we are targeting a different audience actually. So you're helping people in a different manner, and I actually tell people you should invest in stocks, which is something that you don't advocate for. And I'm just super careful with that. But I have a feeling when you're super careful, you might not grow at a faster pace. So let's see. I have a feeling I can do it. I might need some clickbait titles, some here and there. But as long as I'm responsible, because at the end of the day, I'm sharing my portfolio. So let's imagine I actually talk about a shitty stock. And whenever I say, look, buy this stock, or I say this stock is good, first I put my money in. So it's like, okay, he talked about a bad stock, but he also lost money with me. And that's part of my channel. I say, look, these are great companies. I also invested. If we lose money, we all lose money together. So that makes sense to me.
do you have any index funds or are you just 100% like individual stocks?
I'm 100% stocks because I started like 6 or 7 years ago. So it's not like my first or second year. And I'm doing this full time. As I told you, I actually manage money for some private clients. So for me, it's like it's my daily job. So I feel pretty confident about that.
What kind of stocks you got in your portfolio? I want to talk about them.
I shared all of them actually already. So my biggest positions are Microsoft, Alphabet, and Amazon. These are large caps because I have a small portfolio with the small caps. I never share it on my channel because I have a feeling if I share it, because they have a market cap of 50, $100 million, if I share it, like I can pump the prices, and I just don't want to do it. I don't think that's legal anyways. So I have large caps, and then I have some semiconductor plays. That's KLA, ASML, Micron. I've shared all of them, and I have some Facebook. I sold it last year. I have like 3 or 4% Facebook.
Do you have any tattooed chef? Is that in your microcap portfolio?
Hell no, no. So my small caps are actually in emerging markets, because these markets, they are growing by like, let's say 9 or 10%. This year they're expected to grow at 8%. So these small caps are actually growing at 30, 35%. That's why I like them. But I never talk about them because I just don't think that's legal.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because once you get large enough, you can pump up stocks. I mean, all you have to do is look at Voyager Digital and what happened. They talked
Exactly.
about it on Meet Kevin's channel. Jeremy was talking
Hmm.
about it. That stock rocketed up. Everybody probably
Hmm.
bought in at the top, and now they're down 96%.
I
So
think
these,
they had the CEO as well, right? They had an
yeah,
interview with the CEO.
yeah, they brought him on to Meet Kevin's, and there's actually a guy named Brian
Hmm.
that works for
Got it.
Jeremy, and Brian was the
Hmm.
one that kind of set up all of these interviews to kind of promote the stock. And I believe
Hmm.
he was totally engaged in a pump and dump because he definitely bought shares.
Oh.
We have, I have evidence, like video evidence of his portfolio. And in that portfolio is Voyager, where he made a massive return. And we can see the results of that. He
Oh.
benefited massively, and then the stock dumped. So I'll be doing more videos on that special boy, but he's one of Jeremy's little coaches.
But so when I actually started following your channel when you had around 800 subscribers, by the way, and
Ooh.
I had a feeling once you started making these videos, I'm like, damn, this guy going. He'll make a video on Stockado as well. Like, look, this guy's pumping some bad stocks. I'm like, shit. Not that I did anything bad, but anyways, so I was already ready with a defense video, by the way. Like I thought you were gonna make one, so I already had a defense video. Nothing personal here. And once you started growing, I realized even in your comment section, you'll see that many people actually lost money with other creators, and they are thanking you for making these videos. I'm pretty sure you realize this. So that's why I was telling you this actually gives me some hope, because some people might not take some action and make YouTube videos saying like, look, I actually bought his course. I actually lost so much money. But once people like you or even like me, we start making these videos, or even Echoes, like I think he's here. So Echoes also talks about all these creators. You can see in the comment section, people are saying, yeah, I lost money and I'm glad you did this. So for example, I covered two creators and the two people actually sent me their entire portfolio. They said, look, we are paying for your Patreon and look how much money these guys are losing. Now, I don't plan to cover it on my channel, but it looks like, you know, some things are changing because people are finally taking some responsibility, and that's actually a good thing.
Oh yeah, and like this, the big creators are watching, you know, the smaller channels. I know they're watching mine because Jeremy
You
has
think?
indirectly mentioned me multiple times. He calls me Belly
Okay.
Boy. He's got the VT versus his stocks tracker. He's definitely
Yeah.
watching my channel. I mean, obviously, he's not going to respond to me because he doesn't want my channel to blow up. But you know, they're definitely
Sure.
paying attention. Is that going to change their actions? No. But let's say hypothetically, I get 100,000 subscribers at some point. At
Mm-hmm.
some point, these people are going to have to acknowledge you and confront you, and then you can
Yeah.
tear them apart live and kind of expose them for the grift that they're doing. So that's kind of my long
Well, you
term
tried
plan.
the Meet Kevin thing, right? I think you had a video with him.
Yeah, I was actually shockingly, he actually came on my channel because like I was like, after he sold all his stocks, I started
Yeah.
hammering him just
I know.
over and over, and then eventually, you know, he started
Yeah.
commenting on my videos, and then somehow we set up a live debate and we talked it out, and it went well, and now we're best friends.
And but did you actually get to see like some of the portfolios of these guys? Like how are they actually making money?
Yeah, so people will have access to their course. They'll send me like
Mm-hmm.
snapshots and like I get so much
I
information in my
knew it.
email.
I simply knew it.
Oh yeah, like I'm not in their courses. I can tell you that I'm not paying those clowns. But yeah, people will email me their portfolios and like comments inside their discords, and there's just so much juicy information that you can use. And I even got inside of Jeremy's course because he had like a free offering, like a
Mm-hmm.
7-day free trial. And I was
Yes.
able to go in there and just look at all the stupid videos that he made and just pick them apart. And he really is a
I think I
god.
saw some of them. It's with the whiteboard, right?
Yeah. No, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was inside his course. He literally is,
Got
he
it.
doesn't know what he's doing. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's scary. It's not scary. I genuinely don't care about the creators, but it is scary like what investors and viewers might think. Because they'd actually think like it's okay to lose money, which is not normal. It's not normal to lose 70% of your capital just like that when the index is actually holding up. So let's see if people actually they educate themselves, because I guess part of this is because people genuinely don't want to learn and they don't want to take the time to read financial statements. So they're like, look, let me just watch some YouTube videos. And if this guy has like 200,000 subscribers and he's telling you you should buy this stock, let's just go and buy it. And the problem is, let's imagine the creator has like 10 stocks, you just pick one and that stock goes down by 90%. You're like, damn, that's shitty. So let's see. I think the financial space is going to it's going to change, especially on YouTube in the next 1 or 2 years. You'll see.
Yeah, like I said, as long as this bear market continues, which I'm praying, I can
Mm-hmm.
keep hammering these people because what I'm
Yeah.
scared of is there's going to be some kind of like, money printing bull market again, and all these
Mm-hmm.
stupid stocks go up again, and it's like, oh, here we
Yeah.
go again. Now I have to tell you why these companies are trash and why I know they're going to crash 95%.
Yeah.
So I'm praying for a long bear market. We'll see if it actually keeps up because that'll really crush these guys. I don't know what they'll do, to be honest. I mean, their ad revenue will drop. All their
But I'm pretty sure they made the money, Chris.
what's up?
They already made the money, Chris. Like they made millions out of YouTube, so it doesn't matter. Like if they actually go down now, like they got the money.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm going back to Jeremy again. I mean, we can talk about other
Mm-hmm.
people, but he is a big spender. You can see he's got multiple
Got it.
houses, he's got multiple
Yeah.
Teslas. The dude spends a lot of money. And even though he's
Mm-hmm.
made millions, if you have such a high spin rate, if your
Mm-hmm.
ad revenue goes down and your course starts to collapse, you can, even if you're rich, you can still go bankrupt because you have such a high standard of living. So some of these people, I mean, if you're smart, like let's say I make $1 million on YouTube, that's all
Mm-hmm.
going into my index fund. So I'm not buying any new cars. I'll be good. I'll be
you're,
set for life. But a lot of these
you're a
guys,
cheap guy, Chris.
they've blown it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
So what do you have? So you said you manage money for like private clients. So do you have anything
Yes.
from your YouTube channel? Like, do you try to find clients from your channel, or are you just there to
I got some leads, let's say potential leads. Like the month I started, it was funny because I had around 20 subscribers. There was one guy who wrote me an email and he said, "Look, I have around 500,000. Do you want to manage my money?" I'm like, "Nah, not right now. Not now. Let's see later how it goes." But yes, I got around 10 leads. So technically, if I would have taken their money, I'd had around $10 million, something like this. But I never took that money because my plan on YouTube is to eventually offer Patreon. So I don't want to take percentage of your assets because at the end that seems like a huge sum. So look, if you just want to follow me, just buy Patreon. It'll be like $15 or $20, and you can manage the money yourself. I'll share everything, all the stocks I have, all the stocks my clients have, and you can do whatever you want. Because when it comes to managing money, then it comes with different responsibilities. So you need to act accordingly. In my case, it's better that my clients are in Spain because I live in Spain, so it's easier for me to handle. If they're in the US, then I need to think about currencies, taxes, and everything else. So it's a huge issue.
Oh yeah, it gets insane. Like I'm never gonna manage
Exactly.
anybody's money. All I want to do is like obviously I have my YouTube channel. I'm an accountant by trade. I do taxes,
Sure.
so I'm gonna use my channel as like a big advertising tool. Like, hey, you want taxes
Exactly.
done by Strongman? Sign up for Strongman Tax. You want accounting
Yeah.
tutoring? You want a seminar? That's kind of my goal. But yeah, managing people's
Yeah.
money is ridiculous. And on top of that, I'm an index investor. So if somebody gave me their money to manage, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna put it all in VT. You know, and then it's like, okay, well, why
Yeah.
pay me if I'm going to do that? So,
Well, so the goal here is to never show where you invest. So you take the money and you're like, yeah, sure, I'll find many complicated stocks and you just put it in VT, who cares? But in my case, it's fully stocks. So I don't have index funds, even for my clients. But it gets disturbing, especially when the market is down. Like I've seen some of my friends, they also manage money and their portfolios are down by 50 or 60%. And then you have to answer all the investors. So if you don't know how to manage certain corrections, like I've shared my portfolio, for example, it's down less than NASDAQ. That's always my goal because I have mostly tech stocks. So I never take S&P because that's not the best yardstick for me. So in certain cases, if you're managing money and your portfolio is down by 40 or 50%, then it's just so disturbing, man. You need to answer all your investors. And of course, they don't trust you anymore. Even though they tell you we are here for 5 years or 6 years, when your portfolio is down by 50%, they'll leave for sure. Like they'll leave. So that's why I said, look, I don't want to manage money. We'll do the Patreon thing. And I openly tell people, like, look, on my YouTube channel, you'll find my stocks already. The Patreon thing or Discord is just for additional information. If you don't want that, you can simply follow me on YouTube and that's fine. Because one problem is people are using YouTube just as a marketing funnel, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you watch many videos, they have ads for 3 minutes and the content is 4 minutes. And I'm like, holy crap, that's worse than traditional TV. Like when you're watching movies, you have 2 hours and you have breaks of 10 or 15 minutes. But if you take the percentage wise right now, I've seen videos like, let's say 100%, that's the video, it's 40% ads. It's even worse. So I don't use it as a marketing funnel right now. Eventually, I'd like to use it, but not as much as other creators. I don't think it's needed.
yeah, I mean, you
Like
have to
if you
develop
have,
like a really quick speech. Like, hey, like, I mean, I have my intro. Like, I'm author of the book,
Mhm.
Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon. And
Yes,
oh, I offer seminars. Check out the link below. I mean, that's
yes.
basically all I'm going to do. But yeah, because I've seen people like Stockmo, like, oh, buy that, or my Patreon, this, that. It's like, dude,
Exactly.
shut
And
up.
Webull and all these other things. I'm like, holy crap, it's not stopping.
But at the same time, it does seem to work. You know, even though they talk
Of
about
course.
ads for 5 minutes, they still have
Mhm.
500, 600,000 subscribers. So
But don't you think they actually got the subscribers in 2020? Like, it'll be really hard to get the subscribers now when the market is down. And you can actually use Social Blade. I'm not sure if you use that site. So on Social Blade, you can actually see the amount of views and subscribers all these creators are getting. And as you pointed out correctly, they're actually losing subscribers and views are also down. So it's very hard to scale the channel now, especially when the market is down because nobody wants to watch these videos. When the market will be up again, then it's easy to scale. So all these creators, they only popped up in 2020. So for example, my first channel, I started in 2018, by the way. The market was actually down in emerging markets. And that's when I scaled it because people were not losing money with all these good stocks. They're also down, like at least they're not down by 60%. So you preserve your capital somehow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I will pray for a bull market again because then I can start talking about like 10x stocks. One thing I'm gonna do is because I have a position in Alibaba, obviously,
Got it.
and if Baba actually goes on a massive bull run, I mean, I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
talk about it nonstop as kind of like a way to grow my channel. But I'll still drop in like index fund stuff, of course. But you do have to play
Yeah,
the game. It's like, okay, if you
of
really want to
course.
grow, you can say, okay, I
Yeah.
was the one guy that bought Baba after it went down massively, and look how genius I am. There's all sorts of
Have
strategies.
you checked this? Have you checked this channel? It's called Tay. I had a collab with this guy as well. Tay Chi King. I don't know the surname. It's Tay Chi King. He only talks about Alibaba and Facebook.
No, I've never heard of that. What's it called?
Yeah, so I'll spell it out for you. It's Tay. I'll just I'll double check. Taychikeng. So he
H E.
only talks about yeah. He only talks about Alibaba and Facebook. You should watch his videos. I think you'll like
Yeah, I mean, me and him have the same stocks basically. I mean, I have like 4 or 5
it.
stocks. I have Alibaba, Facebook, and then I have like a
Yeah.
couple like clownish stocks that I bought that are
But I'm
like,
pretty sure eventually you'll have to add more stocks, at least for the channel.
oh,
Like
oh
at
yeah,
least so
well, I
you
just
can
bought
show
Intel
you
too.
know how to pick stocks. Which one?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll probably get up to 15, 20 stocks, but even then, I have to keep it within 5% of my portfolio. So
Yes.
I have to like maybe buy a little bit of individual stock here and then put way
Hmm.
more into an index fund. Oh, but yeah, I've
But
seen this
why
guy before.
5% though? Why the obsession with 5%?
I just don't want to be too heavily concentrated because you just look
Got
at
it.
the historical data. The average investor sucks. And even somebody
Hmm.
like me, oh, I'm a CPA and I'm so smart, blah, 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 blah. Even I, can be totally wrong in all these stocks. And the last thing I want to do is lose a massive part of my investment capital
Hmm.
buying stocks. So I know if I buy the index, I'm going to get the returns of the index. I'm going to beat the vast majority of individual investors and I'll have a
Hmm.
nice retirement. Now, maybe if I get super YouTube rich, okay, maybe I'll make it 10%, but it's never going to be like 90% of my portfolio in individual stocks. That's just not
So
how I
10% is the max?
probably. Because that's what I've done for the last 10 years. I mean, ever since I started working
Okay.
when I was 22,
Hmm.
well, full-time job, I've just done
Got
index
it.
funds. And it's only recently where
Okay.
I've started buying individual stocks. I didn't even know how to buy an individual stock until 2020. That's how crazy it was.
And don't you actually like don't you have that feeling that maybe if you actually pick good stocks, you might make double the index? Like,
I
don't you have that feeling or
That's a feeling you
confidence?
need to resist though, because
Yeah.
everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks
Yeah.
they can beat the index. But over 30, 40 years, do you think you actually can? Maybe, but it only takes
Yeah, of
one
course.
error to essentially wipe you out. Even if you beat the index for 10, 15, 20 years, and then you
Hmm.
make one stupid mistake, now you've lagged the index. So it's tough. It's possible, but it's
Sure.
tough.
I can actually give you a personal example, and you're totally correct, by the way. So for my mom, I started investing in 2018. This was only for my mom. She had some savings, and I just bought two stocks. The first one was Facebook because we had the Cambridge Analytica issue, and then I also got Microsoft. So 2021, fast forward, the portfolio more than doubled. I think it was up by 130, 140%. It was just two stocks. And when Mark Zuckerberg said, like, look, we are going to spend around $10 billion regarding the Reality Labs project, I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I trimmed it by 70%, her Facebook position. If I wouldn't have trimmed it that same day, the portfolio would actually lag the index now. And it would lag, by the way, by 20%, something like that, 25%, because the portfolio was so concentrated. So you're totally correct there. Like, you make one mistake and you can lag easily by 20-25%.
Yeah, it's
And
terrifying.
in small caps, it's even worse, by the way. Like, I won't lie here. So I had some small caps, they're down by 20 or 30%, just like that. That's why when it comes to small caps, I just limit it to like 7 or 8% of my portfolio. I don't want to expose myself a lot there, but yeah, you can lag easily. But at the end of the day, I think if you're picking good stocks, your chances are high. I have a feeling. Like the moment I also told this to my clients, like, look, if we underperform for 2 years, I'm just going to close this thing because it simply doesn't make sense. I can't charge you when I'm not even giving the results. So my fees is actually performance based. And I told them, look, if we lag for 2 years, we'll close this thing, just buy this index, and we're done with that.
See, well, that's the downside of like trying to beat the index in the short term. Because let's say you buy, let's say like for me, I bought Baba. Baba's getting freaking
Mhm.
annihilated. I've underperformed the index with Baba. But I mean,
Yeah.
if my long-term
Well,
thesis,
also with Facebook, by the way.
yeah, almost, I just bought Facebook. I'm still good
You
on
killed
Facebook.
it with both your picks, Chris. You are
Yeah.
killing
But like,
it.
let's say
Yeah.
Baba 10X's in like 10 years. Well, the
Mhm.
first 2 years I got wrecked. Everybody thinks I'm an idiot. But if you have that long-term mindset where you think the stock's a winner,
Sure.
you kind of have to have that long-term mindset. And like 2 years is just, in my opinion, it's just not enough to really judge somebody's stock picking
Yeah.
ability.
Now, like everyone says, like in a 10-year frame, you'll probably underperform like 3 or 4 years, and you can do well in the next 6 or 7 years. Unless you're so good at capital management and risk management that you're like, okay, I need to trim this right now because if not, things go south. So I don't think anybody can do that. But if you have a 10-year horizon, I think pretty sure because you have the financial background, so you can actually analyze stocks. I'm not saying picking stocks, but at least you can analyze the companies well. Because at the end of the day, you can pick the right stock, but if you don't have enough luck and the company doesn't do well or they make certain changes, the stock can go down. That's not your fault. When you picked the company, it was doing fine. You were just analyzing past numbers, so that's not your fault. So yeah, I guess luck is also important.
Yeah, I mean, you can pick the best stock and the best company in the world at a great valuation, and then something
Yeah.
else happens, and then that company still gets annihilated. So it's
I
I
know.
hate that. I don't have time to track these stocks all day, every day. I don't want to underperform the index when I can just buy the
Sure.
index. But yeah, the 5%
Mhm.
is for fun. Like I have fun, like looking at Meta and oh, it's a great deal. I'm going to buy it now. And it's like oh, maybe I'll 2x on this. It's fun, but I don't think I'm
Yeah.
smart enough to beat the index over 40 years. So
But I like the discipline, by the way. Like it's very hard to be like so consistent with everything. Also, I guess in my case, I just want to retire early, so I don't want to wait for 30 or 40 years, just like everyone else. So I'm trying to accelerate the entire process. Will it work? Let's see. Until now, it worked. So I have reasons to believe like I can do it. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. If it fails, you'll find it on my channel anyway. So I hope the views boom or something, so I can compensate the losses from that.
I'll make an exposure video. That's actually hilarious. You had a pre-filmed video. That's awesome.
Yeah, let's see. I think my channel actually, as we were talking about it, I was talking with my friend as well. My channel is actually very risky because if my stocks don't do well, well, nobody's going to watch it because the entire concept of the channel is my portfolio and I know how to pick stocks. So if they go south, it's like, well, why should we even follow you?
Well, you may think
So,
that, but actually, I mean, we've seen it.
mhm.
If you lose all your money, you'll probably grow 1,000 times over. So that's just how it works on
that
YouTube.
I don't think that applies to every case, by the way. Like if you bump bad stocks and it goes down, people are still fine with it because they knew it from the first place they're bad stocks. But if you actually cover good stocks and you still lose money, and then it's like, damn, he actually put so much effort. Like he's not even making so many videos, he's making every 4 or 5 days. On top of it, he's losing money. Like, damn, the guy
Well,
doesn't know
you may
anything. So,
think these people think that they're bad stocks, but I bet you a lot
mhm,
of people that are listening to Jeremy or Meet Kevin or whoever, they probably
mhm.
think this guy has the inside knowledge and he just knows. So I don't think they think they're bad stocks. I think these people are buying these stocks
You think?
thinking that they're massively overvalued. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let's see. I guess I was telling this to my friend as well. I guess the background of the video and how you make the video helps a lot. Like if you have Tesla in your background and not the crib you have right now, Chris, you'd be doing much better. Just saying. So that's why when I started my video, I said, look, I need to get a decent camera and mic because people are gonna judge you. So I'm like, I need to portray myself. At least I have done something in my life. So I said, let me have a decent background. It won't be the best one, but at least to show that look, I did something. And I have a feeling that helps a lot. If you check some creators, not all of them, but if you check the top ones, you'll realize that always have a decent background and the mic is pretty good. So I think that helps you a bit.
Oh, I 100% agree. Like part of my channel is just being ridiculous. Like I'm the guy that takes his shirt off, wears a pink hat, and does videos in his
Yeah, I
daughter's
know.
room. I mean, that's part of my whole thing.
That's
So,
the
but I,
vibe
I
you're going
totally
for.
agree with you. You should have a super nice background, green screen, whatever it takes to look more professional. But I've always pushed
Yeah.
against that in my life. Like I hate dressing up. I hate the idea
Hmm.
that if you wear a suit, you're automatically
Sure.
smarter. maybe to my
Mm-hmm.
detriment, but that's just what I
Mm-hmm.
do. So, but I totally understand. It's probably not helping me grow
But
as
if
much.
you gain, like, let's imagine you actually gain 40 or 50,000 subscribers, would you actually update everything? Like, would you change?
Yeah, at that point, yes. I mean, honestly, when I get probably to about hopefully if I get to 10, 15,000, yeah. You know, and I actually bought a
You would?
green screen and then canceled the order for reasons. But now I'm gonna reorder it again. So I'm gonna get a green screen. I'm
Okay,
gonna keep this camera for a while. I do want to update my mic. I think my mic sometimes
got it.
really sucks. So that's probably the big investment.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, maybe all the time.
Which camera are you using, by the way?
I don't even know what the name of it is. I got it for like 40 bucks off Amazon.
Got it, got it. But it does the job, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like
But
I
as
said,
you,
like this is
but
not
as
high
you said,
production
your
quality.
viewers don't judge you for your background and everything. So I think you're actually pretty well. I just wanted to start from a good place. So I said, look, because people are going to judge you anyway, so you might as well try your best effort. And I genuinely think like I can make this full time. I don't know how much time it'll take. Maybe it takes 2 years or 3 years. But I said, let me just give it a nice shot and let's see what happens.
I mean, if you get the views, it is easy to make this full time. Like it blows my mind how much money I can make. I mean, it's not like I said, it's not a fortune, but like I got
Mm-hmm.
$1,600 last month, and
That's a
all I did
lot,
was
by the way.
make freaking YouTube videos. It's like holy crap.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I had 20, 30,000 subscribers and I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
like tutoring and taxes, 100% I could make this full
You'll
time.
be milking money.
Milk grifting is what they call it. Okay.
By the way, you told me you had the Everything Money interview, and you told me that Seth mentioned me, and I'm like, damn, you know what happened? It's really funny. So you wrote me on Twitter. By the way, thanks for arranging this call because we have different time zones, and you actually agreed for this. So thank you so much. And you wrote me on Twitter like, hey, look, I had this interview with Seth, and he mentioned you, and I was like, oh really? I didn't even check the video. I wish I was there. So I just went through the entire video. I'm like, wait a second, like this is probably lying because it's not even there. And I'm like, shit, I just wasted 1 hour because I played the entire thing. And I'm like, damn, he didn't even mention me. Like Chris just, holy crap.
I
So,
swear,
I
after
don't,
we closed
okay,
off the video, he was like, you should check out
God,
Stockato. I was like, oh, I actually have an interview scheduled with him. So if I ever
yeah.
get Seth back on, I will make sure that he verifies what I told you.
Please do, because right now I simply don't trust you. But I actually had several collabs and people were telling me like you should pump out more videos for some reason, like you need more volume. I'm like, well, if anything, I should do the opposite because if you're comparing me with like other creators, I don't think it's the right thing to do. I just want to grow organically, nicely, and talk about good stocks. So I don't think I'll reach the volume like let's say 100,000 subscribers. I don't think that's possible. Maybe I
It's
hit
a lot of work
15,000.
because you have way more you put a lot more work into your videos. If you want lower quality videos like me, just me ranting in my room, sure, it's easy to
Yeah.
pump out 4 videos a day, but yeah, with yours, it's gonna be tough.
But I have a feeling you're going to burn off as well, so you need to be careful. Like
I
it's
never burn
just
out.
so much more.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not lying. It's
Yeah,
easy for me. Like I sit down, I'm like, I see something in the news,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I'll sit down. I'll literally just sit down in my chair. I'll turn on the live stream. I'll talk for 10 minutes, and that's it.
yeah.
It's easy,
By the way, I'm curious. Like, do your colleagues know about your channel?
No, I don't think they do.
What do you think will happen if they actually find out?
I don't know. I mean, I work at a very small tax firm. I
Hmm.
honestly don't think anything would happen because it's me and only a couple other accountants. I mean, if they fired me,
Got
they
it.
got to find a new accountant. They got to train them up. I mean, even
So
if
they
they would
actually had
hire
to
me to
train
work
you.
somewhere else. What's up?
So you actually had to go through a training period.
Well, I mean, it's just like learning the ropes because every firm has a different like
Got it.
process for, processing returns. And, my
Yes.
firm is very paper focused. There's a lot, ways we have to organize the returns, how we check them.
Hmm.
There's just a whole like learning curve. And then it's a matter of just finding somebody that you like. I mean, you could hire somebody pretty easily probably, but if they suck, oh crap, now I got to find somebody else. So hiring people is a huge pain. So I'm
Got
not
it.
worried about it. I can always go work. I mean, I'm a CPA. I can go work anywhere I want. If I get fired at this job, it's like, all right,
Hell
screw
yeah.
you. I'll go do another job, or I'll make more
Yeah.
YouTube videos, or I'll tutor more. It's like, whatever.
Sure.
That's why I'm
Do
not
you think we should
scared.
take some questions now?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any.
Let's do it.
I mean, if you see anything in the comments, let me know. I'm just gonna pull up some random ones.
You pull the one you want.
Never
I
heard
have
of this
my
STOCKADO
stuff on
chat. I need to check his channel. Everybody go subscribe to STOCKADO. He's got decent content.
Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that.
Echo my gecko.
So Echo actually wrote me on Twitter, and I told him like we'll do the collab as well. I'm just out of time, so just so you know, I'll write you later.
You hear that, Echoes? He's gonna collab with you. Okay, don't be jealous. Does anybody have?
Well, you were actually you were writing me for 3 weeks, by the way, before you had your daughter. Just so everyone knows. Yeah, just because of the time zone, we weren't able to make it happen.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to collab with people. I mean, it's like whatever. I'll send people a message, and if they don't get back to me or they don't want to, it's okay.
But did that actually happen? Like, did you write someone and they didn't answer back?
Oh yeah, and
Really?
all the time. I actually wrote when I had like 200 or 100 to 200 subs. I wrote like all the big creators. I was like, oh, maybe they'll respond to me. None of them responded to me. And then
so it's fun. It's
go ahead.
funny you mentioned this. Sorry to interject. So it's funny you mentioned this because when I had 500 subscribers, I wrote, I think, every content creator that had more than 10,000 subscribers. I actually gave them a stock idea. I won't mention this. And I told them, please check this stock. It's very nice. And I had a feeling, hopefully, they'll mention my channel and say, look, this guy is so nice. He actually gave us a stock idea. The stock is up by 80%, by the way, even when the market is down. And nobody answered, like literally nobody.
They probably stole your idea.
Well, I didn't see it on the YouTube channel anyways, but I was like, damn, like at least one or two. I was like, look, I contacted, I think, around 20 people. I said, even if one hits, that's fine. But I didn't get any response.
I actually have a hilarious story. So there's this guy named Austin Alexander. He's like this military guy, and he's got this massive Instagram and Facebook. I actually messaged him, and he agreed to come on. But I don't think he checked the size of my channel. Because when he came on, I only had like 100-something subscribers.
But you got him on the channel?
Yeah, there's that. If you go look at my old videos, look up Austin. Yeah. Austin with he spells it weird, like with an E instead of an I. There's actually a 30-minute interview of me and him talking, and he's this massive like Instagram star.
And did the video actually do well? Like, did it go viral?
No, it did horrible. It only got like 100 views.
So all your subscribers saw the video, basically.
Yeah.
But by the way, I was before doing this call, I was going through your videos, the first ones, the initial ones, not the ones now, because now you're actually getting views. I always like to check the videos like when you started, and you had an amazing video, and this was about taxes. So you were talking about stocks, like when you're buying these stocks and selling them regularly, nobody's talking about taxes and you don't include them in your returns. And I find that video so helpful. I actually shared it with 6 people. I'm not kidding. So I had 6 friends, they buy and sell stocks regularly. And I told them, look, just watch this video, because I wasn't able to explain it properly. So I told them, look, this guy's an accountant, just watch this video, because it's telling you if you make so many transactions, how it affects your taxes, and it's actually diminishing your returns. So that was a very good video, by the way. And I think it has around 80 views, just so you know.
Yeah,
80 or 90. And
my old videos
I gave you 15 views from that, just so you know.
Oh, thank you. You made me like a cent in ad revenue.
No, I just like the video because many people don't cover it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably, you know, like I said, I'll probably circle back to all the old stuff I did once.
You should.
Because I have a lot that, you know, is swirling around in my head, but nobody wants to hear about taxes apparently, because that video got 80 views. Strong man, you are so brave. Thank you so much, Grant. Does anybody have questions for my guest? Come on, guys. That's not a question. NASDAQ my ass cracks. This is my subscribers.
But at least it's funny, you have to admit.
Yeah, so everybody that's watching this, I swear, go look at my old videos, type in this name, Austin Alexander. Go look him up.
I'll do it right now.
He actually came on my channel.
Damn, I feel bad for him now. Wait a second. Strongman personal finance. By the way, how are the books going? Like, are you selling any books right now?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know who the Ape Father is. He makes fun of me all the time. But yeah, I'll sell about, 10 to 20 books a month. So I get between like 50, $100 a month from book sales. It's not crazy money, but I mean, it's basically free money because I already wrote the book and it's done forever.
Yes. Well, the title is pretty enticing, I have to say.
Did you buy a copy?
I didn't.
What?
I didn't, but I love I love the title. I just had to say it.
But yeah, Austin House. So yeah, everybody go check that out. It's pretty hilarious how that happened.
I have it. I have the thumbnail here in front of me, so
There it
let's see if
is.
we can show it. That's the one.
How many views? 150 views streamed 1 year ago. Isn't that adorable?
You're killing it. How do you get your video ideas? How long does it take to edit? I'm not sure if that's for you or for me, but in my case, the video ideas, well, I started with the stocks first. So I want to focus on profitable companies. So let's imagine I want to cover Zoetis, for example. That's a profitable company. The problem is I can't name it Zoetis stock analysis because nobody will click. So in this case, I just try to name it like the next stock I'm buying, something like this. But normally it takes me around, I would say 2 hours to get the ideas because I already have a list of all the profitable companies I generally want to invest in. So that's the companies I want to cover. And editing, well, it used to take me around, not joking, 9 hours to edit before. Yeah. Now I'm down to 3.5. And that's after four years of editing, by the way. But the goal is to scale the channel so I can actually hire one friend. He's a professional editor, so you can actually improve the level of these videos. Because in my case, I genuinely think I can improve it even more, but I just don't have the time right now. So that's why I'll hire someone else. Hopefully, the channel scales. But it takes me around 4 hours now, 3.5, 4 hours, depending on the videos. If it's a reaction video, it takes me even more time because I need to find the clips from the original creator and place it in my video. So that takes me more time.
See,
And
this
as I'm a
guy's a
bored
hard
person,
worker. I'm lazy.
no, as I'm a bored person, so what I do is when I make a reaction video, I actually edit the video for the original creator. So let's imagine I react on your video. I'll take your video and I'm like, it's not edited perfectly. So I'll edit it for you and then I'll react on that editing.
You should edit my videos, man, for free.
And you can manage my taxes?
Well, I'd have to charge you for that. Yeah.
Do charts matter? It depends on which charts though. Like, is this technical analysis, I guess?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, charts. I don't look at moving averages and all this stuff. But if I see a stock like Alibaba is down by 70%, the best thing you can do is just stay away for it for a while. Just stay away and see how it's going. Like if you see it's doing well, the fundamentals are improving, then you get in. But when a stock is down by 50 or 60%, the first thing I do is just ignore the stock. Seriously. As a matter of fact, when you have bear markets, the first thing you want to see is if the stock is fundamentally strong. So what you notice is even now, for example, NASDAQ is down by 27, 30%. You'll notice certain stocks are holding up pretty well. So just to give you one example, it's a Canadian company. It's Constellation Software. This company has a PE ratio of 75-80. But even in bear markets, it only falls by 15%. In 2020, when the markets were down by 40%, this stock was down by 15%. So that's telling you the stock itself is strong. Now, this doesn't need any technical analysis. It's just telling you it's a good stock. And then you go and analyze the stock. But overall, I just don't look at the technicals. Like, it generally doesn't matter for me. It just tells me that the stock is also strong. That's it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I don't do any technicals. I'm sure you've heard that.
Me neither.
All right, last question, guys.
Michael. So I bought it around, I started buying around 170. This was in 2018. Then I bought at 140. I bought it again at 140 in 2020. And I sold it around 270 to 80 first. I covered it on my channel. And then recently I sold it again at 199.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's actually around that level now, 140, 150, 160. Well, I mean, I think it's up to 170.
I believe it's around 167 right now, maybe if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I got it at 161. But yeah, if it went up to like 200 something, yeah, I would sell out of it. Put
You're
it right
selling
back into PT.
But why? If you think the business is good, why not just hold it?
Well, because I can look at the stock price at any time and say, okay, at this price, would I repurchase this stock at this price? Or what return would I get if I bought this stock today? And if my return's like 2 or 3%, just get rid of it.
Well, that's interesting. I saw Meta. It was not because of the business model, actually. I just didn't like where the business was heading. And I had a feeling like when it comes to CapEx on all the depreciation, it's going to hurt literally everything. Free cash flows are going to be down. Margins are going to be down. Operating margins are down because you're hiring more people. Like the workforce growth is higher than your revenue. In the case of Facebook, they're offering so many shares and options. I'm like, hell no. the business, the fundamentals are simply going to deteriorate, I would say, for the next 3 or 4 years. So I said, I'll just sell the stock.
Well, that you kind of did the same thing that I was just talking about, because you were like, okay, you basically said, I think the price now probably wouldn't give me a good return based on the financial
Exactly.
stuff. It's the same thought
Yes.
process. I just do it in my model. But all right, guys,
because you're an accountant, so you have to show the Excel, I guess, always.
Yeah, I know. Excel's my bread and butter, baby. Well, thanks for coming on. Anything you want to shout out about your channel before we sign off?
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure, because we were trying to do this for 2 or 3 weeks. And if you like to check out my stock portfolio or just stock analysis generally, you can follow me.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Have a good day. Bye.